Hey YouTube, JP Dillon. This is going to be part 2 of this 17-inch Chromacolor from about 74 or 75. It's been raining like hell the last week, so I haven't really had time to dig this out of the shop and get going on it. I did, in that box over there, get the trippler for it from Wholesale Electronics. So we're going to pop that in, maybe clean a few pots and switches and see if that fixes it. So let's get the back off and let's get to working on it. Alright, here we are again. Now, in order to get this into the service position, the best thing to do, you want to loosen these hinge screws here. And you see how there's a raised portion there. You want to loosen this nut so that it will clear the raised portion. Do the same for the other side here. This one's just got that. And then there's these ones up top here. You just want to loosen them enough so that they clear the little lip. I think we do have to take these out though. Yes, we do. It's been a while since I opened one of these verticals up. And you also may want to remove any constraints that you can see. Take it down slowly. There's another surprise. This one here needs to come loose too. That's holding the tuner bracket together. Alright, so this is going to fold down like that. And that gives you a very nice ability to work on the back side of the chassis. And there's your high voltage oil cap there, your main filter, there's a choke, low voltage, there's your delay line, various capacitors here and there, there's power supply board down there, and here is our trippler. And it's pretty simple. You've got your input here from the flyback. You've got a ground, you've got a focus, and you've got to the focus control, and then finally you've got your second anode, which goes underneath that bib to the picture tube there. It's just mounted by 2 hex screws. You got one there and you got one underneath there. You can kind of see it down between the ledge there. So fairly easy. I'm going to get an X-Acto and carve away at this high voltage putty here. We'll get a soldering gun, desolder things. We'll install the new one. This crusty, sticky mess here. I have to find out. I'm going to need 2 hands to get that one loose. But that's what we need to do to replace it. So here, I'm not sure if you can see it. And of course, it's going to go dark now. There we go. God. I don't know if you can see it, but there's this nice little bit of corrosion here on the lead coming in. It looks like chemically it's been eaten by whatever reaction has taken place with this putty here. So I'm going to need to clean a little more of this off when I get this lead off. But yeah, just wanted to point that out. I scraped it, but the lead's kind of crusty there. It's almost not attached. Still replacing the trippler, but just wanted to make a note of that. Alright, so we've got our trippler unwired here, except for the high voltage lead. I wasn't able to get this out with my hand, so what I'm going to do, we're going to peel this up, see if you can see underneath here. And I'm just going to slide this under, if it'll let me. It's old crusty rubber, and pop it out that way. Usually it's a hook thing, and if you just push on the hook, you can get one side of it up, and then I should be able to pull it out. Or is it going to fight me? Yeah, it's going to fight me. Yeah, let's see if I can get a better shot of this. Okay, we got one side up. Trying to move this bib out of the way here so you can see it better. There we go. Out it comes. Alright. So now that we got that out, we should just be able to come down here, pop these 2/4 inch screws loose. This one's fighting me pretty good. Just make sure there's nothing attached to the other side. Doesn't look like it. Alright, and so we don't lose our nuts, gently lift up and out. There's our trippler. Old dead trippler. Let's look for cracks or anything scary. No signs of serious arcing or any problem like that. There was a little bit of oxide on that lead. Let's see now. I don't recommend breathing any of this crap. I'm wearing a dust mask right now. I guess that's the original part. Maybe it is a replacement. It's got a Zenith number on it, 212-141-02343. Let's get the new one out and compare. So there you go. It's an ECG/NTE 528. You can definitely tell it's an old stock part that they packaged in the NTE box. But it's fresh and clean. Same hookup. As far as I know, there's no difference here. Pretty nifty. Alright, let's get this thing in and wire it up. Alright, so the new trippler's installed and wired up. Like any good high voltage installation, make sure that everything is, all the dust and everything is cleared out around it. You can see I've attached all my leads. I've used a low acid silicone that basically just keeps the points from being exposed and reduces the possibility of corona and arc over. It's a good idea to do that. We've got our high voltage lead installed underneath our apron here, nice and fresh. So now really what I'm going to do before we test this while I'm in here is we're going to get back into this corner and we're going to clean those pots and things, because as I recall, the first time I powered it up we had no color. I think I'll clean the tuner while I'm at it, and once all that's done we'll button it back up and then we'll fire it on and see what happens. Alright, so we've got our deox with our little ghettofied straw extension here. So let's go ahead and get back in here. If my little ghettofied straw extension will even reach. Might need to make it up. There we go. And let's see where the leads are coming out of. This really requires two hands to do this couple here. But basically, if we look back in here with the camera, you can see where the leads are sticking out. That's where you apply your contact cleaner. And likewise in there, leads are sticking out of the bottom, so we'll do that. And then we'll work these controls a bunch of times and clean them up. We'll pop the cover on the tuner, which I'll probably need two hands for too, because I can see this one's never been opened. The little tab is still bent at a 90-degree angle. So yeah, let me clean those pots and the tuner, and we'll pop the thing back together. Alright, so here we are. Chassis is back together. We got all the pots and switches cleaned up. Trippler's in. Signal generator's hooked up. Let's see if it flies or if it fries. We'll know in a second. Something's going arky sparky in there. Alright, let's check and make sure the alter's hooked up right. No bueno. Alright, so our high voltage connection wasn't properly seated, so I had to take that apart and make sure that that was latched in again. So let's try it again a second time. Sounds a little better. No more ticky sparky. Okay, let's get a crosshatch of some kind. Supposed to be getting something here. It's tripping. That's a little better. Maybe our fine tuning is just like way off, because it seems to improve right about there, and then we go there again. Well, we've got that. Still a little bit of blooming. We need to check that horizontal out circuit like Tom was suggesting here. Color? Anybody? Yeah, that's about the extent of our range there. That's the extent of our range there. Turn on the AFC. Okay, so still no color. Let's go to a dot pattern. Oh, that's obnoxious. I know. Also see that we have some blue retrace here. So, and why is this so freaking twitchy? Probably all the connections on the modules need to be redone. Let's flip the service switch. Because with the brightness all the way down, I shouldn't be seeing retrace like that. That's no good. Something's not adjusted right. So let's go ahead and flip our service switch. Oh, that's too bright. Let's turn that down. G2s. Alright, so we're dark. Let's see here. We got red, green, and blue. Let's start with red. That's green. Why is that labeled red? Alright. Here's our red. Now let's go up to blue. Green. More or less that's like gray to me. Maybe a little high on the blue side. Let's flip it back. And turn the brightness up. Alright. So that's why someone was messing with the screens, is because they had the brightness all the way up and it wasn't bright enough. So let's turn this down to about half. That pot's still a little touchy. Let's turn that maybe 2/3 up. And usually on these there's a sub-brightness adjustment somewhere. I don't see it here. Maybe that's brightness limiter down there. Yeah. Let's try that. The brightness limiter adjustment. Nope, that does not change overall brightness. Usually on the later video boards they had a sub-brightness control. Maybe the back cover says something. Let's see, what does our back cover say where all of our adjustments are? Yeah. There's nothing on here about a sub-brightness control. So we need to look at that problem later on. Lack of black level. Okay, so let's just go to a simple crosshatch. And let's see if we can dial in our focus a little better. Now that we have a operable trippler. Oh, look at that. Much better. I can see the scan lines now. Much better. Nice and sharp. We have some convergence errors on the sides and a little bit of a dynamic error. But it's sharp at least. Let's just go to dot only. And we can see the dot there in the screen. And if I adjust the infamous peak picture control, which is also very dirty, that spot gets a little bit sharper. I don't know if you can see the red and green spew there, bad convergence. That timed out. There we go. This has a timeout. See, our vertical convergence is bad. We still got that massive blooming problem. Look at that. Big, small, big, small, big, small. Crosshatch looks good though. God, I just wish it had some color to it. Right now we don't get shit. So, let's see, just on a whim, let's see if we can tweak the, let's see, where's the color killer control? Let's put this up in a position where I can see what I'm doing. Color setup switch could be dirty. Color threshold. Let's start messing with things and see if we can. No dice there. Color threshold. Nope. No change. ACC. Nope. Yeah, nothing there. Nobody's home. So we'll have to check some voltages there and see why our color isn't working worth a damn. Otherwise, the set looks pretty good. It needs to be converged. Got to take care of that blooming problem, which is ugly. So we'll look in the horizontal circuit. As Tom mentioned, a capacitor in the base of the output transistor, which can fail. So yeah, but it's coming along. We've got a nice sharp raster now thanks to the new trippler. So once we get a little more time on our hands and we can figure out what else is going on with this thing, but so far I like what I see. So in any case, thanks for watching this episode. More stuff to come soon.